Hi, everyone. How are my ladies doing? We are at day, I don't know. I stopped counting. Is it day 55, 65, 129? I don't know. I just stopped counting these quarantine days. They're all just running in together. Some days feel short, some days feel long. It's funny. Anyway, I am super excited. And as I had promised you every morning, I wanted to bring you or allow you to meet some of the most amazing ladies. We're all amazing. All of you are amazing, but they're super amazing because they are letting me share their life with you. So I give them an extra star. And this is a lady that you'll be very interested to learn about. She has an interesting story. And more than anything, she is a Jersey girl like me. And that I give her 10 extra points just for that. So, everybody, Francesca Fraser, how are you? Thank you for
Hey,
joining us.
I'm good. Thank you. And a Northern Jersey girl. There's a difference.
We're like neighbors practically.
Absolutely.
And we were saying this earlier before that, it's just so amazing. Like she and I lived within what, Elizabeth and Newark, or just Essex County, or, just the next hop and a skip over, right? And look, and now we're in different countries and different parts of the world and have met different people. The world is it's just so fascinating, so amazing. And I want to just jump in and say, ladies, do not hold back on your dreams to get out there and meet other people and live a wonderful life in another beautiful place. It's so amazing. All right, so enough about that. Tell me, you're in a little eensy beensy, weensy country called Andorra.
I am. And if you blink, you will miss it.
How long would it take you to go from end to end, maybe driving? A couple hours?
Less, oh no, less than 45 minutes. It really, it
Oh
really
my
is that
gosh.
small.
So
Yes, when you
for
come.
those that are not familiar with it, could you just tell us? I know where it is, but just to tell the ladies that may not know, where is Andorra?
Absolutely. So if you're in Barcelona, you are about 3 hours away from Andorra. If you are in Toulouse, France, you're probably about an hour and a half away. So we're wedged right in between both borders of Spain and France.
And
There's no air there. I'm sorry.
I was going to ask, the main language is Spanish?
Catalan,
Ah,
French,
Catalan.
and Spanish, yes. And there's no airport. You can only get here by road, on the bus or by car. There's no train. That's it.
Wow. So okay, I don't even know if I should go back or go forward. Okay, so how has it been? I'll ask you this first. How are you doing there with this epidemic going on? What is life like right now?
Well, we started our quarantine we're going on our third week now. They started rather early, which I can tell has been a good thing because the cases aren't rising so quickly. But because it is a small place, I think people feel kind of distance from what's happening. The grocery stores are still open. We can go to the pharmacy. Many of the businesses, some of them are still open, like the government services are still open. Um, but for the most part, restaurants, like everywhere else, closed. Anywhere that people would gather, closed. Shopping malls, all of this closed. But you can still get all the food. Like today, I went to the seafood market and I got cuttlefish and I made paella. So yeah, you can still kind of live in a normal way.
How are the people in this country?
Well,
Let's say specific
you
to
know,
maybe Black people, expats.
It's funny that you say that because when I was in Barcelona, my in-laws live in Barcelona, and when I was there, I noticed there is discrimination. You do feel it. We know what it all feels like. We don't have to go into too many details of know what it feels like, but I don't feel that here as much. I feel more like alienated, because I am so different. There, don't get me wrong. There are people here from the diaspora, but you can tell that people look and they're kind of like, but more out of curiosity than that look of disgust. if I can say that.
Sure,
But
sure. I
people,
totally,
yeah,
yeah. No, I get
people are
that.
approachable. Hmm.
Okay, that's good. That's good to know. Um, but I don't know. I want to just tell a little story. When I was living in Nicaragua, I worked for 6 months on an island, and it's a Caribbean island where the diaspora it was 90% Black Nicaraguans, and but it's funny because when I was in the city in the mainland, whenever people saw me, they said, "Oh, you're from the island." Right? They immediately thought that I was from the island. But the minute that I stepped off of the ferry on the island, they knew, I mean, just looking
Uh,
at me, that I wasn't from there.
hmm.
Like I did not blend in. And that was a weird feeling to be in an area where it's all of you, but you're not one of them. It was really an interesting
Mm.
feel. That was kind of weird. So, I want to dig a little deeper now. How did you wind up in Andorra? How did you get there from New Jersey?
Ah, I imagine that's like a ping ball machine. Dun, 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 dun. Well, actually, I'm here because my husband is from here, and we met while I was living in Saudi Arabia. So 2 years into my time there, I was playing tennis, and up comes a tennis coach, suave self, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, he's so cute." Of course, I didn't let him know that I thought he was cute, but
Of course.
yeah. Fast forward, fast forward a couple of years, and here we are. But yeah, that's how come I ended up here in Andorra. I had
Oh,
never
that's so
been,
sweet.
never heard of it, never
Yeah,
been. Hmm.
yeah. So I guess maybe along those lines, um, you're a great example of a woman who went abroad and found love abroad. Do you feel, I mean, for women that are single that would like to maybe meet, a special someone, do you feel that it's easier for us abroad in general?
I don't know if I would say it's easier, but I would say don't let it stop you if you're thinking about looking for a mate. Because when I left, I was literally driving on my 40th birthday to go pick up my visa to go to Saudi Arabia. I was turning 40, and I had just gotten divorced, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, what is happening?" Sold everything out of my apartment, and I was, you have that lump in your throat where you're like, "Well, what's about to happen?" But you just let it go and you don't let it keep you from moving forward. I think um, finding someone, finding yourself, taking time for yourself, it's a good way to do it living abroad. Because I know once I moved to Saudi, I had time for my fitness, I had time for meeting new people, all of these things. So I think that was probably what helped me to actually find my husband as well, because I was settled. I was settled in myself. I was settled in who I want, who I was looking for and who I was wanted to bring to my life. So I would say don't worry about your age. Don't worry about, oh, am I going to be the only Black woman? Because you never know. You never know who's out there.
Do you have children?
No, we don't have any children.
Okay, okay. So it's just kind of probably, I'm assuming it's just going to be both of you then from now on for the most part.
I mean, for now, I don't know. This quarantine might make something happen because we're
Yeah, okay, okay, okay. I
okay.
think we're gonna have a lot of baby showers come December.
Okay.
Oh, so can I ask
Right.
you, what did you do before you, or I guess maybe a better question is, what made you want to move abroad? Where was the turning point for you?
Hmm. Well, actually, I had been teaching in Miami for a few years. I was teaching at a middle school there, and they were changing the structure of curriculums, and they were trying to just make adjustments, going to inclusion and everything like this. So I really didn't want to be a co-teacher anymore because I had at my own classroom for a few years. I started looking for a new job, and Korea came up. So that's when I decided to move to Korea. I was there for 4 years. And then after that, I decided to kind of, look around for another opportunity because I love living abroad. Once I went to Korea, I was set. I had a chance to travel, meet some really, really, really interesting people and have some really good experiences. So I was set after that.
Wow, that's really amazing. So you just got the hooked being abroad.
I'd
Was it scary
mhm.
for you though? I mean, in Korea, that's a very different society to go from, you know, an East Coast lifestyle to Korea.
Yeah, this is true. I think it was part curiosity, it was part growth. Living in Miami specifically, there's kind of like a ceiling in everything because people enjoy leisure life more than they actually work. And I think I was just looking for new opportunities. But I also had a travel bug. I liked to travel before then, and knowing that if I was in Korea, I could see another part of the world, I didn't think twice. I wasn't sc no. Mm-mm.
That is so good to hear. I think a lot of women need to hear that, once you do it, I think the hardest part is just buying a ticket and leaving. Or maybe just deciding where to go is probably harder than, but once you're there, it's just amazing. Well, do you have any words of wisdom? I mean, we're kind of going through a very unique time right now as far as
Mm,
just this thing. I hate to say that name, but any words of wisdom for women that may be abroad now and just kind of down. I know I've seen posts from different women that are abroad that have expressed, depression,
mm,
sadness, and different,
mhm.
negative emotions. And I
Right.
think, one of the things that I'm trying to do is to keep us kind of grounded and centered in that, that fear, to just eliminate that from your change your way of thinking, change your perspective
Mm,
on this whole thing. But do you have any words of wisdom that you can share with ladies that might be feeling, wow, how can I do this?
mm. I get that. I would say, never underestimate the sisterhood. There's always someone that you can reach out to, and it might even be someone that you don't necessarily think that's the person, but always find, someone that you can say, "Hey, this is what I'm thinking." Or even if you don't, divulge all of your personal things, because we all have our own personal baggage. We have things going on,
Absolutely.
but
Sure.
you never know who can relate to your story. You never know who can relate to what you're going through. So I would say reach out to your sisters who are out there doing it and living the life. Like you sent me a message and you're like, "Hey Francesca, how are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, Carol, hey." I mean, I think, just saying hello to someone, saying, "Are you okay? Do you need anything?" Sometimes giving will open the door to receiving. So never underestimate the sisterhood.
Thank you so much, Francesca, for
Mhm.
your time. I really appreciate it. We appreciate you. Thank you for
Thank
being part
you.
of our sisterhood. It's a pleasure.
Absolutely. And thank you for everything that you're doing.
Thank you.